Quentin Tarantino, you've done it again. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the 9th film written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. This film stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Timothy Olyphant, Dakota Fanning, and Al Pacino. And basically this film is about an actor named Rick Dalton, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and his stuntman Cliff Booth, played by Brad Pitt. They both live in 1960s Hollywood and are trying to stay relevant in the Hollywood's film industry. And that is all I'm going to say about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because there's so many other stuff that happens in the film that didn't reveal in the trailer, so this will be a non-spoiler review. If you have not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, don't worry, you are safe with me in this review. I am so anticipated for this film. Every time there's a film by Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite directors of all time, of course I have to get excited, because I think, to me, Quentin Tarantino inspires me to make films. He knows how to make movies, he knows how to write dialogue, and that's what type of guy that I wanted to be. All of these films, for the most part, are fantastic films, except for Death Proof. That's probably my least favorite Quentin Tarantino film, but most of these films are freaking phenomenal. From Reservoir Dogs, to Kill Bill, to Jackie Brown, to Glorious Bastards, to Django Unchained. Even The Hateful Eight I really enjoyed, and a lot of people aren't appreciating The Hateful Eight. And that's with this movie. Some people aren't appreciating Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with the reviews for the movie. So, I went on a school excursion to see this film, and this is one of my most anticipated days of my life, because I was so hyped for this movie since Avengers Endgame. I was very, very hyped for this movie. The trailers look absolutely fantastic. Everything that Quentin Tarantino does, I get more excited and excited and excited, because he's so great directing movies. So, I went out of this film mind blown. Guys, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I am thankful to say this, is my favorite movie of 2019. This movie was great. I don't know why people didn't understand this movie that well. I really enjoyed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This film was phenomenal. Incredible. Wow. What can I say about this film that I couldn't say already? It is great. So let's start talking about what I liked about this film. First off, the cast. Everyone done a really great job in this film. Let's start off with Leonardo DiCaprio in the film as Rick Dalton. I love Leonardo DiCaprio in this film. I think this is probably his best performance since The Revenant. I loved him in this film. He is so funny. He is very realistic. He is a great actor, and it's cool to see him play an actor as an actor. Like, it's very interesting to see on the big screen. Even though Leonardo DiCaprio was great in the film, the one that stole the show from me is Brad Pitt as his stuntman, Cliff Booth. He was phenomenal in this film. I gotta say, this is Brad Pitt's best performance that I've seen in my life. He was great in this film. He is hilarious. He's charismatic. He has a lot of energy in this film, and he's quite badass in a couple of scenes of the film that I'm not going to spoil, but he is so fantastic in the film for what his character is. But also the side characters, everyone else, Kurt Russell, Timothy Olyphant, Dakota Fanning, every side character in this film, even though there weren't much in the film, they all did a really terrific performance in the film. And I gotta say, if Quentin Tarantino didn't direct this movie, I wouldn't like this movie as much, because this movie doesn't really have much of a plot into it. But what Quentin Tarantino is really great for this film is that he makes the dialogue really great and the situations more clear. This movie has some of the best dialogue that I have seen all year, and he is one of my favorite directors of dialogue, because every single time there's a dialogue moment in the film, when characters are sitting around talking, I feel entertained. And that's really, like, shouldn't be exciting. It should have been boring. But no, Quentin Tarantino is fantastic at those things. Like, he basically breaks movie laws. He breaks the main plot, breaks the main missions. He just makes a movie about people sitting around talking and chilled. And that's what I enjoyed a lot about this film. But also, this movie does pay homage to the 1960s film industry. And it pays homage to the Manson family and Sharon Tate as well, played by Margot Robbie in the film. And there are some really cool Easter eggs in that, and I read information about it when they were murdered, and it's pretty interesting in this film that it kind of like took place in that time period. And I think Quentin Tarantino is really great at making movies in movies, because I really wish those movies that he puts in this movie were real. It's like Home Alone with Angel Filthy Souls or whatever. that's what I like about this movie. Like, they do great at fake movies on screen. And it's really cool to see, like, what movies are like in the 1960s in that cinematography way and how the age looks in that time. And I gotta say, I believe this movie took place in the 1960s. So thank you, Quentin Tarantino, for making that more convincing for us and moviegoers today. But this movie, I gotta say, out of all the Quentin Tarantino films, this is the most hilarious out of them all. There are so many scenes that I was literally choking my popcorn laughing. I'm not even kidding. I choked on my popcorn laughing at moments in this film. There is a moment including Bruce Lee in the film that I'm not going to spoil, but oh my god, I could not stop laughing at those moments of the film. This is definitely a black comedy, and I gotta say, this is my favorite comedy of this year because this movie made me laugh so freaking hard. Like, comparing to this and Good Boys that I'm going to review next, this is funnier than that movie. I feel bad because Good Boys is a funny movie also. Also, the cinematography and the editing was smooth. It was fantastic. And Quentin Tarantino is so fantastic at comparing shots for this film. There's so many of those long distance shots, and you feel like you're in a ride of his style and codes and conventions. And he's really great at handling camera work in this film. Oh my god, Quentin Tarantino, I want to meet you someday because you're a really great director and you're really great at directing cinematography for this film. Guys, there's also the final act of the film that I'm not going to spoil, but it's one of the best final acts I've ever seen since Avengers Endgame. I'm not even kidding. But is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood my favorite Quentin Tarantino film? I would say not really, but I would say this is the most fun I had with a Quentin Tarantino film. Does this movie have flaws? One flaw. Just one flaw, and that is it. It is Margot Robbie in this film. Now, I love Margot Robbie in this film. I liked her. Her performance was really good in the film. And she plays a real-life actress that got murdered in those times, Sharon Tate. And I didn't even know that after I saw this film. So if you guys don't know that, you're going to really hate her character. And that's kind of like my experience with Margot Robbie's character. I feel like, why is she in the movie? What's her purpose in the film? And I felt like her performance in the film and her, like, character in the film should have made more sense and made us realize, oh, okay, she's that character that we've known, like, for years ago. But this movie kind of doesn't explore that. And even the Manson family aspects of this film, they didn't explore much either. But we know the event is in this film. Guys, overall, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my favorite movie of 2019. This is one of the better Quentin Tarantino films that have ever came out, probably since The Hateful Eight. I love this film. Every single moment, I just have a smile on my face. This movie's funny. It was realistic. It was styled really well. Quentin Tarantino, this is his best directed looking film that I've seen from his entire freaking career. Just because I didn't say it's my favorite Quentin Tarantino film, doesn't mean I couldn't say this is my favorite film of the year. If you're a big Quentin Tarantino fan, of course you're going to enjoy this movie. If you're not a big Tarantino fan, you probably won't enjoy this movie much. But this is definitely a movie for the fans, and I am the Quentin Tarantino fan, and this is a great movie in general. I'm going to give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood an A+. So guys, that is my review for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Let me know what you think of this movie, guys, in the comments below. If you like the movie or hate the movie or thought it's disappointing or it's okay, just let me know. I want to know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Twitter. Keep contacting me. Guys, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notified for my latest reviews, and have a nice day.